Every single day, millions of people wake up exhausted, medicated, and confused about why their bodies are failing them. Doctors hand out prescriptions. Pharmaceutical companies collect billions. And the actual cause of most modern disease quietly burns inside the human body, completely ignored. That cause has a name. It is chronic inflammation. And for the first time in history, artificial intelligence has pulled back the curtain to show exactly how it starts, where it hides, and why the entire medical system has been treating the symptom instead of the source. This is not a theory. This is science. And the people who understand it are already living longer, younger, and healthier than anyone thought possible. The hidden trigger AI finally exposed. For decades, researchers suspected that chronic inflammation was connected to serious disease. Cancer, Alzheimer's, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune disorders, the list stretches on, but the mechanism, the actual biological switch being flipped, remained frustratingly unclear. Human researchers were searching through billions of data points across thousands of studies with limited tools. They kept finding correlations, but never the full picture. Then machine learning entered the room. Scientists at the University of California, San Diego built a system that combined artificial intelligence with advanced molecular biology tools to examine thousands of immune cell gene expression profiles taken from both healthy and diseased tissue. What the AI found cracked open a 25-year mystery. Deep inside the gut's immune system, there are two types of macrophages, white blood cells that act as the body's patrol units. One group attacks pathogens. The other repairs tissue and promotes healing. In a healthy body, these two forces stay in balance. But in millions of people, that balance is catastrophically broken. The AI traced the breakdown to a single gene called NOD2 and its interaction with a protein called GERDin. In a healthy state, a specific section of the NOD2 protein binds to GERDin, keeping the immune system calibrated and infections neutralized efficiently. But when a common mutation deletes that binding section, the entire surveillance system collapses. The inflammatory macrophages dominate. Healing macrophages are suppressed. And what follows is a slow, sustained fire burning through the gut lining, the blood, the brain, and every organ in between. This was not visible to human researchers working through traditional methods. It took an AI scanning thousands of molecular profiles simultaneously to finally see the pattern. This is the hidden trigger. Not sugar alone. Not stress alone. Not genetics alone. A broken molecular conversation inside the immune system that causes the body to perpetually attack itself. And chronic inflammation at this level is now confirmed as a root driver of the most deadly and debilitating conditions in modern medicine. The man who declared war on inflammation, while most of the world was still arguing about which diet works best, one man decided to build a completely different kind of human. Brian Johnson, the tech entrepreneur who sold his company to PayPal for $800 million, did not use that money to buy luxury. He used it to become, in his own words, the most measured human alive. He assembled a team of over 30 medical professionals, submitted his body to continuous biological testing, and ran a real-time AI-powered optimization experiment on himself called Project Blueprint. The results were stunning. Johnson's high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, one of the key markers of systemic inflammation, dropped to below detectable levels. Not low, undetectable. His gut microbiome showed a 250 to 290% increase in short-chain fatty acids, compounds that directly regulate immune function and reduce inflammatory signaling throughout the body. His dementia risk marker, PTA217, dropped by nearly 29%. His telomerase activity measured at levels comparable to a 12-year-old. Every one of these results pointed to the same underlying shift. Systemic inflammation had been targeted, reduced, and in large part eliminated. Johnson achieved this not through guesswork, but through an AI-driven feedback loop. Every intervention was followed by measurement. Every measurement adjusted the next protocol. Diet was stripped of every processed pro-inflammatory compound. Sleep was elevated to a non-negotiable priority with an 30 p.m. bedtime and extensive wind-down protocol, because research confirms that a single night of poor sleep can trigger measurable inflammatory spikes and wipe out 70% of natural killer cell activity. Exercise was structured and consistent. Supplementation included curcumin, omega-3 fatty acids, NACs, and other compounds with documented anti-inflammatory properties, all confirmed through biomarker testing rather than trend. Johnson is not a magic outlier. He is proof of a principle that the data now supports. When inflammation is systematically targeted using science, the aging process itself slows down. The pharmaceutical industry profits most when people stay chronically ill. There is very little money in teaching someone to sleep well, eat whole foods, and test their biomarkers. But there is extraordinary power in knowing that the body's inflammatory response can be measured, tracked, and reversed, and that AI is now the tool making that possible at a level of precision never before available to ordinary people. The protocol that biohackers are already using, here is what the research and the data now make clear. Inflammation is not inevitable. It is not simply aging. It is a biological state that can be measured and changed. The biohacking community has understood this for years. Now the AI science is catching up and handing people a map. The first layer of the protocol begins with measurement. Without data, all health choices are guesswork. Testing high-sensitivity CRP levels, fasting insulin, and gut microbiome diversity reveals the actual inflammatory burden inside the body. Brian Johnson treats every biomarker result as a message from his body, and the AI system that monitors his data responds accordingly. The second layer is nutrition. Processed foods, refined seed oils, excess sugar, and alcohol are not just unhealthy in a vague sense. They are direct activators of inflammatory pathways confirmed in peer-reviewed research. Eliminating them is not a lifestyle preference. It is a biological intervention. Johnson's daily regimen includes extra virgin olive oil, cruciferous vegetables, black lentils, and targeted polyphenols, all chosen because molecular data supports their role in reducing inflammatory cytokines like TNF-alpha and interleukin-1 beta. The third layer is sleep. Sleep is where the brain clears inflammatory debris through a system called the glymphatic network. Shortcutting sleep is not merely fatigue, it is measurable cellular damage. Consistent, high-quality sleep of 7 to 9 hours, with protected wind down time and consistent bedtimes, has been shown to reduce multiple inflammatory biomarkers. The fourth layer is stress and movement. Chronic psychological stress elevates cortisol, which over time becomes pro-inflammatory. Structured exercise, particularly resistance training and consistent cardiovascular activity, activates anti-inflammatory pathways, improves insulin sensitivity, and strengthens mitochondrial health. These effects accumulate over time and show up directly in biomarker testing. The fifth layer is emerging technology. AI-powered platforms are now capable of analyzing an individual's blood markers, genetic risk patterns, gut microbiome data, and lifestyle inputs simultaneously, and generating personalized inflammation reduction protocols. This is no longer exclusive to billionaires. Tools that were once available only in cutting-edge research labs are becoming accessible to anyone willing to engage with the science. Chronic inflammation has been hiding in plain sight for decades, quietly feeding the diseases that kill most people prematurely. Big Pharma built an empire treating the consequences. Biohackers started reverse engineering the cause. And now artificial intelligence has given science the resolution to finally see what was always there: a broken molecular trigger, a body turned against itself, and a roadmap back to health that anyone with the right information can begin to follow. The fire inside the body is not fate, it is a biological state, and states can be changed.